What's up, guys? Notorious here, and today I'm going to be presenting you guys a little bit of demolition on Strong Cold. Now, typically I would use Ari's gameplay for a little quick gameplay slash commentary, but I still am, so so this is Ari's gameplay, and I hope you guys enjoy it. Now, today I'm going to be talking about the 49ers. Yes, the 49ers again. Talked about them for a while now, and in a negative way since I've been doing YouTube, but I made a video about Black Monday. It's coming up real soon, like 2 more days from now when this video is made, and one person in mind that might get fired, but we don't know yet, is Jim Tomsula. Now, if they fire Jim Tomsula, that's going to look bad on the York family, because if they do that, then they're going to acknowledge that they made the wrong move in firing Jim Harbaugh and hiring this guy to quote-unquote win with class. So, I mean, I don't know if they'll fire him. I would fire him personally, but since they thought that Jim Harbaugh was too much for them, and they wanted to hire Jim Tomsula for their own guy, and he's not succeeding right now, and they fire him, then Jed York should take a lot of flack for that, and he's already been having a lot of flack anyway. So I don't think they're gonna fire him. I hope Jed York sells the team, and then the new owner fires him, and that'd be really cool. Because I don't like Jim Tomsula. Oh, like he wasn't a really good hire when I first heard him, and his season proved it, 4-12, and yeah, but let's just hope he gets fired. I hope Jim Tomsula gets fired. Respect to Jim Tomsula. I'm not questioning his coaching skills. I'm just questioning, motivation and leadership. So I think Jim Tomsula should get the boot, but we're not sure yet about ownership and everything, and we'll just have to see in the coming weeks. But this is a video just talking about if Jim Tomsula gets fired. There's a lot of good coaches out there that are in contention for a head coaching job. You got Cincinnati Bengals offensive coordinator Hugh Jackson. You got potentially head coach Sean Payton. Maybe he might be out of New Orleans. You got some college coaches. You got David Shaw. You got Jim Mora, UCLA, and some other candidates. Patriots offensive coordinator Josh McDaniels. You got Adam Gase of Chicago Bears. Defensive coordinator Vic Fangio, former 49er defensive coordinator, and some other people, Eric Biagini, people from within, Jeep Christ. But I'm going to talk about my top 3 choices that I would like to see as a hire, and some choices that I would not like to see. For example, I would not like to see anybody from the 49ers from within. We do not want to see another Eric Biagini, Jeep Christ. I don't want to see anyone in that organization. I want everyone fired. Everyone should get the hell out of there, because they haven't done anything special for us this season. So why the hell should we hire any of those people? Especially Jim Christ. Jim Christ has done a horrible job with the offense, because they're last right now in the NFL in points. So that speaks a lot in volume. And Colin Kaepernick keeps regressing. When he was still the starter, and Christ hasn't really done anything special. And Eric Biagini, I was never a fan of him as a head coach. I say that a lot for some coaches, but Mangini I wasn't a fan of, so I wouldn't want him as my head coach. And I'm going to talk about the coaches from the outside, seeing who can coach this team. One of my favorite choices I would love to see, but this is a long shot. Like, this is probably like 1 in 9 million chances of this happening, but David Shaw coming to San Francisco. That would be amazing from Stanford. He just won the Rose Bowl a couple days ago, and it would be nice to see another Stanford coach turn his team around. And we saw that with Jim Harbaugh. He turned it instantly, and David Shaw, I think he could do such that, because he's a offensive-minded guy, and he runs a pro-style offense on Stanford, and he can coach, and he has the brains, he has the discipline, and he has the offensive philosophy. Run the ball. Christian McCaffrey is a beast at Stanford. So I think David Shaw would be a perfect fit for this team. But after seeing Jim Harbaugh just get knocked the door, his former boss at Stanford, I don't think he wants the job. And plus, I think he's happy in Stanford. So this is a long shot. I would love to see David Shaw with the 49ers, but that's not going to happen anytime soon. So David Shaw, love him, but he won't be the coach for this team. Other coaches in the contention is Sean Payton of the New Orleans Saints. This is a pretty cool idea. I think it would be a cool idea. He can revitalize this offense. Hopefully he can get a better quarterback. I don't know about Blaine Gabbert. He might make Blaine Gabbert a good quarterback. So it'd be cool to see if Sean Payton can turn this offense around, and as long as he has a good defensive coordinator, because he's been having problems with the defense. when he's been in New Orleans, like recently with Rob Ryan, and I think Dennis Allen's his defensive coordinator now, and the Saints' defense is but the offense is still pretty damn good with Drew Brees as quarterback. So Sean Payton would be a cool idea, but he has a complicated contract with the Saints. I think he's the highest paid coach in the league, so it would be kind of hard to get Sean Payton out of there in New Orleans and become the 49ers head coach. But a good candidate for me is Hugh Jackson of the Cincinnati Bengals. This is pretty kind of realistic because he's done a really good job with the Cincinnati Bengals since he's got there. He's helped Andy Dalton and now AJ McCarron. So if he could do that, I'm pretty sure he can change Blaine Gabbert or whoever the new quarterback will be. And Oakland, he did a pretty good job. He went 8-8 his first year, but then he got fired. So he got fired from the Oakland Raiders, and I was kind of disappointed. It's like, you got to give him a chance, man. You guys haven't had a winning season in a long time. You still haven't had a winning season. So I think that in part that's because they fired Hugh Jackson. They never gave him a chance, So I hope he gets a head coaching job for us. We could benefit from having him. The offense can be really good with him. I think Oakland's offense in 2011 when they had him, they were pretty decent. They weren't too bad. They started off 7-4, but then they started losing a lot of games after that and ended up 8-8. So hopefully Hugh Jackson will be a consideration for the next head coach of the 49ers, but I hope I can see this happening. And other candidates I see is Adam Gase. I don't think Adam Gase wants to deal with the York family as long as they're there. And hopefully we have new ownerships after this season, but I don't know what's going to happen. But hopefully the fans, you guys protest, which I'm pretty sure you are. You're protesting about not coming to the game and not supporting Jed York and his family, and hopefully this gives him the incentive to hire the next great coach and take some fan input, man. Fans are important. Fans what fills your stadium, your Levi Stadium. It's a nice stadium, but if you're not doing well, nobody wants to go to your games. So it would be in the best interest to do what's best for this team. You want to win with class, you better win with class. That's all I have to say, Jed. But other coaches I see on this list, Jim Moore Jr. of UCLA, and that'd be an okay hire. I wouldn't be disappointed, but at the same time, he's having some problems. He had problems in the past developing quarterbacks in the NFL, and he's a decent coach. I think he had Michael Vick for 1 year, something like that in Atlanta. So I think Jim Moore Jr. would be all right. I wouldn't be disappointed, hopefully, but I don't know if he wants to leave UCLA, but we'll see in the coming weeks, as always. And Tony Sparano, our assistant head coach, I don't want him. I told you, I don't want anyone with the 49ers from within. I think he's supposed to be an offensive guru, but where's the offense been this season? Ranked last in points. That's all I'm gonna say. And a really interesting choice is Darrell Bevell of the Seattle Seahawks. I don't know. I have mixed feelings. I think we all remember about Marshawn Lynch in Super Bowl 49 when they didn't run the ball, when they gave it to Russell Wilson and Ricardo Lockett, but then Malcolm Butler gets the interception. He read the play completely well. So, but he's a pretty good coach. Russell Wilson right now is a beast. He might be in the candidate for league MVP, to be honest with you. He's done a really, really good job since becoming the real leader of this offense since Marshawn Lynch has been gone. So, because, Marshawn Lynch has been the workhorse of this offense, but since he's been down and Thomas Rawls is now out too, he's been having to carry this team, and he's doing a really good job. This team is usually known for the Legion of Boom and defense, but I think this season it's going to be more known as the offense, which is pretty interesting. I like it. I like offensive talent. I'm more of an offensive guy than a defensive guy. So, and I think this gameplay is pretty much over. And Ari loses this game. It's an Ari gameplay. But my top three choices, whether it's a long shot or not, are David Shaw, Hugh Jackson, and let's see what's another good coach. Maybe Josh McDaniels. That'd be cool. I know he had problems in Denver, but at the same time, I think he's a changed man. So, but I don't want see any current 49er assistant coaches like Tony Sparano, Jeep Christ, or Eric Mangini as the next head coach. I would be pissed off as hell if they're the next head coach. And yeah, that's everything, you guys. This is just a little speculation. If Jim Tomsula gets fired, who's going to succeed? And we're not going to show what's going to happen, but we shall see. And I think that's everything. You guys like this video, please like and subscribe. Do whatever you want with this video, and I'll catch you guys up in the next video. See ya!